We have with us Sister Jessy. She is a practicing lawyer in Supreme Court. Uh, Ms. Jessy has been the former member of National Commission for the Minority Education Institutions. She is actively involved in so many social activities. In fact, she is herself running. She is president of a trust called Citizens Rights Trust. Through this trust, they are working and raising issues of concern precisely for women and several other issues. I had the opportunity to be part of the forum on a couple of the occasions and got the chance to speak. Sister Jessy is a in real terms. Not only she takes very keen, deep, sincere interest in issues concerning the downtrodden, women precisely, she raises those issues as well. She recently has wrote a wonderful article after the judgment of Honorable Supreme Court of India on the issue of is it right for us to say that a woman at home, to whom we call homemaker, and so many people generally call them housewives, is it right for us to say that they don't do anything? Or it is a completely wrong notion we are proceeding with as a society? The judgment throws very important light and on this issue and ask us to change our approach as a society, maybe as a government, maybe as women also. Sister Jessy wrote an article. She has given an insight on that, and today she wants us to take us uh, through this topic, and how and why we can change the approach, and the change of approach, how beneficial that can be. She would be speaking on the subject. Then you all can pose questions, and Sister Jessy would surely be answering that. So over to you, Sister Jessy. I'm too glad, too excited to hear you out, and too glad to welcome you on the forum. Please.
So, thank you very much, Shobha. It's a great pleasure, and I consider this moment as a great opportunity, golden opportunity that you have provided me to address the audience all over India and international level. Namaskar to all the audience, also those who are watching me, those who are joining, those who have joined this program. It assumes great relevance today. More especially, it is a matter of women in patriarchal society. As our Indian society, women suffer discrimination, suppression, and you know what it is. That time, a judgment comes from the Supreme Court of India upholding the dignity of women. It's very relevant, it's very important. So the judgment I say degrading and discriminatory and stereotype term housewife is done away with by the Supreme Court, the more dignified and neutral term homemaker. That's what the essence, the crust of the matter. And at the end, the judgment urges or suggests notional income for women, that is homemakers in India. So Shobha can ask me some questions. I will proceed with it. Yes, Shobha?
Yeah, my first question to you is that why do you say that the term housewife is degrading, and that term homemaker should be used for the purpose of improving or maybe to give a better status to that activity?
Yes, that's a very good question. All of us know housewife, when husband and wife go for a party, people ask, what's your husband? And whether he's working in private sector, public sector, organized sector, unorganized sector, she says working. Well, nobody asks further question. And they ask, what are you? Housewife. Ah, common language, housewife. So this is developed in the sons also. Her untiring effort, her sacrifice is not accepted, recognized by her own family members, even family members. And I tell you an example how degrading it is. In 2011, when I was standing in the Sacred Heart Cathedral complex or ground or premises in Delhi, a little boy came near me smiling at me. He was studying in first class. Because he was smiling, I asked him, what is your name, all that, and what's your father? With so much of pride in him, and also with sparkling eyes, bright eyes, proudly he said, it's a bank manager. And then I asked, what's your mother? Tell you, friends, he was reluctant to answer. For some time, he stood like this. Then he closed his eyes and showed me the action. He did not even answer in words like this. I said, what? He said, housewife, nothing. I was shocked to hear that. I have mentioned this event. Shocked to hear that. Then I thought I must teach him a lesson. I just held him back and I asked him. I said, oh, you look very fresh today. So nice, smart boy. Who bathed you? He said, mother. Oh, your bag looks so beautiful. Who settled the bag this morning? Mother. Oh, your shoes are very clean. Who put the shoes on your feet? Mother. Who prepared the food for you? Mother. Who washed your clothes? Mother. Who looks after your little brother? Mother. Who looks after all of you? Mother. At home, of course. Who cleans the house? Who washes your daddy's clothes? Who washes your clothes? I asked 101 questions, and for all the questions, he had only one answer, mother. Then I said, you said your mother is not doing anything. Then he said, you wanted to escape from your course. Yes, my mother is doing everything. He ran away to his classroom, of course, Columbus School. Whatever it may be, this is what we are inculcating to the generations. They are learning this kind of attitude from home, from society, from the attitude of the elderly people. That's what I say. It is a degrading term. Now, Supreme Court upheld it. See, homemaker is the recognition of the unreported and untold sacrifice of a woman. By this judgment, the Supreme Court upheld the dignity of women, affirmed women's status, affirmed equality of work a woman does at home and husband does outside, and established equality between man and woman. Of course, it is there enshrined, but before the society, it is not considered. But Supreme Court came out. I'm so glad, especially the judgment came in this time of pandemic. Just imagine the pandemic, all the people are at home now, sitting at home, than olden times. Now, elderly people are there, senior citizens are there, husband is there. Many of them lost their jobs, of course. And in a joint family, even we have many people. And children are also at home. They're not going to school, online study. So it's only the teachers who teach them online, but the mother also has to do so much. Just imagine if the children have to go to school and husband has to go to work, at least you would have got some time for herself during the day. But now her duty or work is not only doubled, it's too much. And who recognizes? Who recognizes? Unreported, untold, unrecognized. But at this time, the Supreme Court comes out upholding the dignity of women. I highly appreciate. And I know this judgment is passed on 5th January 2021. And it is passed by 3 men judges.
Yes.
Yes, Justice Abdul Nasir, Justice Surya Kant, and Justice Ramana. And we can imagine, and we can be sure that there are men who uphold dignity of women. And I really congratulate them. And I say this kind of judges should be there, not only in Supreme Court, in all courts in India, to a sense of gender justice and equality. Yes. Yes,
In
sure.
fact, what you said is very interesting, Jesse, when you said that we all were sitting at home and working from home. I believe that would have also made a reason, like given a reason for this judgment to come out, because everybody could notice 24/7 the efforts made by the homemaker to run that home, to make everybody, you know, enabled to do their work. Because if the homemaker doesn't take care of the home front and make things workable around, it's difficult to attend office. So
You're
she
right.
plays a big role, and possibly now the judges also got a chance because they are sitting at home and working from home. The constant vision of the homemaker's effort, which they must have noticed as children, may not have paid good heed. Maybe when they have grown up, then they were going colleges, then courts as lawyers. But this pandemic have given the reason, the compulsive reason for them to attend at home, and sometimes maybe to help them also, and to get to know how hectic the schedule is. And in fact, Jesse, you must have noticed recently the Delhi Women Bar Association, few of the lawyers, they filed a petition when the High Court wanted to go for physical hearing. They said if the schools are still working through virtual, we the mothers would have to sit with the children to make them to attend the classes. So it would be difficult for us to make our help our children as well at the same time to be physically available in court and attending their the concern. The court has now passed that on administrative side the order to say now they can make a choice to whether participate the hearing virtually or physically. So that also shows no man filed the petition. It were only the female lawyers who had to file the petition
You're
saying
right.
we have to attend the children also at home to make sure that their studies are not suffering.
Yes,
I'm
you're right.
surprised like, why the men's were not troubled with that order. So my second question to you, Jesse, is what do you mean by notional income for this purpose, for homemakers to be fixed? And what exactly Supreme Court meant by that?
It's a very nice question. After posting this invite in different media, many people called me and said, "Ma'am, it's not notional income, it's national income. Please check the spelling mistake." Even educated people, because they are not aware of this, of course. So I have to explain this to my audience also. See, notional income, actually this term is related to rental property, rent deed and so on. There, whether we receive rent or not, the tax is deducted. That's what notional income. Now, in this judgment case, I think it's an income for a work or an action which is not very visible and recognized. That's why notional income for the homemakers. Now, we must know how this notional income, the term, came into this judgment and what is the facts of the case. So far, we have not discussed the matter. For my audience, let me tell you, the facts of the case is this. A couple, husband and wife, they were commuting by scooter in Delhi. That is in 2014, early morning at 7 o'clock. Then they were hit by a car, Santro. Then they died. Then the insurance company settled the matter with very less compensation. However, the tribunal settled the matter with 40.71 lakh. But the insurer challenged it before the Delhi High Court. Then Delhi High Court reduced it to 22 lakh. Then the claimants challenged it before the Supreme Court. So that is the facts of the case. It is Kirti versus Oriental Insurance Company Private Limited, the citation. Now, it is very pertinent to note that the tribunal as well as High Court noted that the wife was unemployed. She was only a housewife. Therefore, when they calculated the prospect for her in compensation, they said she's a housewife, so she's not entitled to prospect income. Now, my audience will ask, what is this prospect income? They calculate the compensation according to the income sometimes. See, suppose a government employee, then how much salary he or she is getting every month, and what is the age of the person, how many years would he live again. We just calculate. Nobody knows how many years, only God knows, but we calculate up to 70 years or something. And if it's a government employee, pension also. So calculating all this, they say the prospect income. That's why. But in this case, she was not given because she was a housewife. So she is not working. That is the matter that is brought before the Supreme Court. There, the Supreme Court said, see the exact words of Justice Damana. It says, a homemaker often prepares food for the entire family, manages the procurement of groceries and other household shopping needs, cleans and manages the house and its surroundings, undertakes decoration, repairs, and maintenance work, looks after the needs of the children and any aged member of the household, manages budgets, and so much more. See, what beautiful words the judge has put in. That's what we say notional income. Now, many times I think why some women become homemakers or housewives in common language. Why? It's against their will and interest. But I don't say against their consent, because under compulsion they consent, but against their will. I know housewives highly qualified, professionally qualified, and qualified, technically qualified, well educated, and also we have literate and illiterate, all this. So it is compel. Now, what compulsion? I have come across and I have taken cases to this effect. Some before the marriage, husband allows, or the people from matrimonial house, they allow the person to continue the employment after marriage. They promise everything. She is a government employee perhaps, or earning good amount from the private sector. But after the marriage, they stop her from going to work. The reason is only known to them. One, there are cases. And another, after childbearing, maybe she has to take care of the children. Nobody else is there. So she has to remain at home. And another thing, maybe somebody else is sick in the matrimonial home. She has to take care of that person. Or she developed some deformity after pregnancy or after delivery. So all this you just see, she is compelled by the circumstances. That's why I really appreciate giving a term homemaker. Yes, Shobha.
Yeah, so my third question is that how would you distinguish, or would you like to distinguish between two kind of, two set of people who becomes homemaker? One is an educated person. She had, in different circumstances, had to compromise or maybe had to choose to be at home. Or the other women were not educated, so they did not even have the scope of choosing to work. They have no option but to be at home. So in your mind, or does the judgment differentiate between these two sets of homemakers, or there can be none?
See, in taking care of the household work, we cannot say educated and uneducated. In the employment sector, organized sector, or public sector, we can say educated and uneducated, because they are given employment according to their qualification.
Mm-hmm.
But taking care of the household, there is no education needed. Only the mind of a woman, mind, the affection and love she gives to the family members. When someone dies in accident case, affection and love, even in this case, 2,50,000 is given for loss of affection and love. And what about affection and love, which a woman gives to the husband and children and make them competent for the public life? It's very important. So woman spends her physical and mental energy for home building, whether educated or uneducated. You see, feeding the baby, whether educated or uneducated, bathing the baby, looking after the husband, preparing food. Taste may vary according to culture or according to the lifestyle, income of the person. Food may not be that good or whatever. But, and after the child is born, looking after the child even at night, see whether educated or uneducated, all the sectors we have working hours, working conditions. But does a housewife or a homemaker have any conditions? We cannot say you have to work only 8 hours. Even with the notional income, when I posted my article from one person from Canada, he appreciated the article. He asked me, "Ma'am, then what about overworking hours?" Overworking hours. A man asked me. I said, first, let us try for working hours during the day at least. That means, see how nice that man is. There are men definitely who think very highly and they have gender suggest. So I said, what he said is correct actually. Even night, husband may sleep, but when small children are there, wife cannot sleep. It doesn't mean I don't degrade any man to this effect, any husband to this effect. Please, I am for men and women. But we are speaking. What happens is, many cases I come across, they always the bone of contention for fight between father and mother, husband and wife, or dispute in the family is husband says, I am working, you are not working. I am employed, you are not employed. You are eating from my salary. You are eating or you are consuming my income. This is everywhere, not all families, I don't say, wherever dispute is rising. That's why I say about notioning. If she has some money which is given to her by the government, at least, then as Supreme Court rightly said, the dignity is upheld. Then he also begins to think she is also getting salary, getting some income. So, Shobha ma'am, I don't find any difference between educated and uneducated in the taking care of home affairs.
I was just wondering what should be the criteria? Can the husband incomes be taken as criteria, which has been mentioned? You remember that in Arun's judgment, and even in this judgment, earlier one also, can the husband's income be taken as criteria? If that's so, then assume if the husband is, less educated, he is not getting a good job, and the homemaker is performing very well for her works, or maybe the husband is not lucky enough to get a good job. So can we make two set of homemakers to get lesser income than the other one simply because the husband is not getting, or the husband income cannot be taken as criteria at all? What would be the base?
It's very good. See, olden times, women used to depend 100% upon the husband because women were kept inside within four walls, whether walls are there or not, we say within four walls of the house, because very many women in this country have no proper house where they are sleeping. We know where they are living, but whatever it may be the term. So has those days, but now many women are in public sector, public life. They are also earning. So we just cannot only depend upon husband's income. And also I say, a woman told me her husband is a very big officer in railway. When I was a principal of a college, I tell you, before entering into this legal profession, Shobha, and that woman came and asked me for some job in my office. She said, I will sit at the reception actually, because she's not well qualified, but looking like a collector, as dignity she has. And she told me, then only I asked what you are all that, but she told me, give me. Why? She says, I am not earning. My parents married me to this man because he is a big officer and earning money. But ma'am, I tell you, even to purchase my clothes, still I have to ask my parents or my brothers, my friends. Everyone who puts powder and comes out don't think they are very happy. I couldn't believe that. Couldn't believe. This is the situation, ma'am. So many women are suffering. So we cannot say because my husband is earning so much, I have any benefit. Of course, food is given. I don't say, but for many purposes. Now going out, she wants to go out with her friend. From where she gets money? She's not earning unless the nice husband who is very many husbands are nice, they give support, but not all. We are speaking about those who are not lucky to that extent. So if I tell you, even Christian families, Sunday they have to go to church and we have to put money in the mite box. Usually we do that. For that, a wife has to ask the husband. If he doesn't give, no money. That is the situation. When it comes to money, when it comes to employment, matter is same with women, especially comes to the matter of women. Situation is same with all religions in this country. So that's why I say. And also you said husband is not working. See, we have no Priya Jain versus Priyanka Raj. Supreme Court said an able-bodied man should look after the house. And nobody will expect an able-bodied man to sit at home idle. So you cannot say he may be working in private sector or public sector, organized, unorganized, but he's supposed to work. Why a woman cannot work? Because under compelled circumstances to take care of the family. This is the difference between women and men here. Suppose he is paralyzed, he's unable to work, not able-bodied. That makes a difference. Yes, ma'am.
What is your take on when this comes to fixation or notional income to be fixed for the women works at home? What should be the criteria? Can we not make it independent to what is husband's income or what is the status of the husband? Can we generalize this concept for all women working at home, independent to husband's status and income?
Yes, because men are earning. We are speaking about the men who are earning and women who are taking care of the house. Okay. I told you, many women do not get any benefit out of man's income except the food, whatever. And in some places, even food, because he says, I am working, you are eating, not with the good appetite she is eating, she is just living. That is also there. So, ma'am, I say nothing to do with the husband's income today. Women should be independent. So she should get some notional income. Here you see, fixing the notional income for homemakers, Justice Samana said, as it signals that they are in a very real way contribute to the economic condition of the family and economic of the nation,
Yes.
regardless of the fact that it may have been traditionally excluded from economic analysis, olden times, you see. That's why. And fixing, I told you, love and affection. A woman spends her physical and mental energy for home building. So the only sector where there is no fixed working hours is a homemaker. That's what I.
No fixed working hours and no credit, no recognition as well.
And see, she organizes everything in the family, but she is not in the organized sector.
Wow, how well said. How well said, Sister Jessie.
What?
The judges did not put it so well. The last question I really want to pose to you. I know you're a busy person. I don't want to really take much time of yours. You have given enough. The last one is, uh, shouldn't, this was a motor accident case, as you mentioned. So the judges to come out for a claim and the compensation to be given, her claim to be given from the insurance company have come out with the idea of notional income to be fixed. So to determine or assess the claim which can be offered, the compensation which can be given to the
Yes.
kith and kins.
Yes.
Uh, why not the government actually fix something permanently, not notional, but actual? The concept of recognizing this labor, what you just mentioned, recognizing sector of labor, the contribution of this sector to the nation building, and then fix some income which is not notional but actual.
Yeah, that's a very good question, ma'am. It's not as notional income. You're right. Though we are speaking about, I'm sure judges also meant that a permanent income for homemakers. Permanent income. Now we have what is that pension? Widow pension is there. We have senior citizens pension. Some fund is allotted. All that. Why not these homemakers also? be brought under some social scheme. That's what I feel. Some social security scheme should be introduced by the central government for these homemakers. And monthly. Now, as you said, educated, uneducated, qualified, all that we cannot calculate. Beginning with maybe minimum wage, beginning with minimum wage of the place, something that she will feel. I say it will be a boost to the women of this country. They moral, even this judgment has increased their moral, upheld their moral. So that's what. So bring these homemakers under some social security scheme so that they can, and the income should be directly given to their bank account. And I tell you one thing more I want to bring. Even then, their sufferings will not be reduced, I'm sure, in some places. What happens? Even pension is given to the widow now. And what is a widow's pension? And senior citizens. When sons are there, what do they do? You know, I know very many cases. Sons have ATM card. They have prepared already, and they withdraw the money from the bank. Even that old lady is not getting. So such things are taking place, rare cases. But that cannot hinder this social security scheme. So all what we need is a mindset upholding justice, upholding the dignity of senior citizens and widows and homemakers. Attitude we must have, and very many men have very good attitude. I'm telling you, even this judgment is passed by men. So we have men and women, very good people. But however, we are steeped in patriarchy. So we have to change our mindset. It should start from home. I'm telling you, all the prevention is better than cure. Remedy lies in the house. There, men and women, daughters and sons should be treated equally. Then they are coming to school. The teacher should also impart this equality. How many times my question, how many times a teacher says boys and girls are equal? Boys and girls are equal. They don't say. Now and then we should repeat that. Boys and girls are equal. In the classroom, I know teachers call boys. Boy, come and erase the board. I'm just speaking. Boy, you said nicely. Boy, boy, boy. Emphasis. Why boy should be emphasized? What about girl? So this kind of things, even teachers should be also taught to develop positive values, impart positive values. And we say, no, India is my country. All Indians are my brothers and sisters. That remains on that particular page. And today, you know, that remains only there. Not even among the politicians, it is practiced. We know that. So education should be based on moral values. Yes, so I expect.
Enlightening listening to you. I was just wondering, you know, the two, three things you said are so knocking. One is housewife, don't call them housewife, but the homemaker. Two, you said, you know, it would not change maybe, but still we must bring it in. We must fix the income because no notional, but actually actual income to them. Empowerment, and that this particular last thing when you said that why not the teacher keeps telling them so often again and again that they are equal, nurture that, imbibe in their mind that you both are equal, and call them one by one. In fact, I was just wondering when I was listening to you that why don't they say when they ask kya banna chahte ho, what would you like to become, we have never mentioned to our girls or to the boys that even becoming homemaker is such a respectful job. Except homemaking, we talk everything on earth, you know, as career, but not homemaking. So I believe we can tell that also. We should change ourselves, and then that would bring change also. I'm too glad, Sister Jessy, you came and you spoke on the subject. Very, very refreshing. I particularly personally loved listening to you. You want to add something more?
I conclude saying so. Today, what I am, my family owes much. If I have a sense of gender justice and equality and upholding human dignity, and sense of human rights, all this. First, I got it from my family, I tell you. My father was a politician, everybody knows that. And I am the first person, first child in the family, and then three. That time only we were three. The fourth one was not born even. After I joined the convent, the fourth one was born. So for every meeting which was held at home, political meetings, political uh, associations of my father, people come there. He never told, you are a woman, you don't come. I was always with them in that room, in that office. So I got this in my blood. I never felt I am a woman. I am discriminated, all that. But now, as I am aging, means I am of old age or a grown-up person, in the and mingled with the society here around. Now I see all discrimination of women everywhere, even religion, all the religions for that matter, whether it is religion or any establishment, public setup, rights, anywhere in India. But that's why still I hold on, because what I am taught by my parents. So I say family is the backbone of our character. Family should teach and educate. So with this, I congratulate you that you are the founder of We the Women of India. Of course, after some time, we may also start We the Men of India. But today, let us have We the Women of India, that they may be empowered. And I also thank all men who contribute towards the empowerment of women in this country, equality and gender justice. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Uh, Thank you, Sister Jessie. Yes, Jai Hind. And I would just add one line to say that when we say we the women of India, we include man within it. And
Very.
we say we all are together to bring the change. Men have to be especially empowered to learn to, treat women equal, give that respect which they deserve, and bring a better society for all. Thank you so much. It was very enlightening. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.